Okay, this problem when we set it up doesn't really look like it to get at the first glance, but this is a system of equations. And so when we look at this, we first of all note that they have a total of $31,000 invested. So we have two different accounts. We have an account X that we'll say is the 4% account. And then we have account Y, which is the 12% account. Much better interest rate there. So we know one thing. We know X, the amount invested at 4%, plus the amount invested at 12% is equal to 31,000. So there's our first equation. Now our second equation has to do with the interest. It says if she received a total of $2,680 in interest. Well, let's go ahead and look at what that looks like. If you invested X amount of dollars at 4% interest, the amount of interest that you would earn is 0.04x. If you invested Y amount of dollars at 12% interest, you would earn 0.12y. And we know from up above the total interest from both accounts was $2,680. So this is my system of equations, and there's several ways that we can solve this system of equations, but I think the first way that we could do is probably with elimination. If we're going to use elimination here, the first thing I would do is multiply both sides through by 100, and the reason I choose 100 is it clears the decimals. So I'd have 100 times 0.04 is 4x. 100 times 0.12 is 12y then. And then I have a really big number over here, 2,680, and then the extra 2 zeros tacked on the end. And then from up above, I have the x plus y equals 31,000. So we have big numbers here. Now there's a couple different options that we have. We can use elimination, like I said, and one way we could do that is to multiply through by a -4. We could also multiply through by the -12 here, but I think the -4 is probably easiest. So multiplying through by a -4, I have -4x, -4y equals 31,000 times the -4, which is -124,000. Now we're kind of getting things layered up here a little bit, but remember, this was the one equation I was working with, so now I still have my 4x plus 12y equals 268,000. Now as I'm working here, what happens is -4x plus 4x eliminates to 0, and I'm left with 8y equals, and then on the right hand side I'll have 268,000 minus 124,000. Which leaves me with 144,000. And then to solve from here, I divide both sides through by 8. I'm kind of running out of room a little bit, but I end up with y equals that 144,000 divided by 8. So on the right hand side I end up with $18,000. So this is $18,000 invested, since I have a y here, in the 12% account. Now to figure out how much I have in the X account, I would take 31,000 minus 18,000, which leaves me with $13,000. And this is the amount invested in the 4% account. So I have $13,000 at 4%, and then from up above I have $18,000 at 12%. So it's a system of equations, and then you have to go through and simplify, and I chose to get rid of the decimals like that. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have questions.